Bankstown Bowl, the traditional host for the TAA South Pacific Classic tournament, now has the New South Wales Open on its books and, as always, provides some high scoring. The men's final between Don Brown of Western Australia, a relative newcomer to the scene, and Wollongong's Joe Velo, who fired Australia's first 300 game more than 20 years ago, was in doubt till the end. And welcome to Bankstown Bowl for the finals of the 1983 New South Wales Open. And in this final, a bit of nostalgia creeping in with Joe Velo of Wollongong on your screen now, a winner of many, many tournaments over the years in Australia, and he's in the title match today against Don Brown of West Australia. Brown, a non-winner in major tournaments in this country, and Joe Velo, the second most winning bowler the country's ever produced. 13 major titles, including tournaments like the Australian Masters, the South Pacific Classic, the National All-Star, the Australian Open, the Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane Cups. He sounds like a real jockey, Joe Velo, and his opponent today, Don Brown. And Brown certainly bowling very well throughout this tournament, but Velo has been exceptional. Despite that open frame there, Velo's average in the lead-up matches was 213, a fantastic performance and a great comeback for this 50-year-old from South Coast. But he's in a little bit of trouble now with Brown, a spare in the first frame. It's a one-game match for the championship. Winner takes all, and Joe pulling the ball high on the head pin there, but it's a strike all the same, and he likes to remonstrate a little bit and leave out a bit of emotion, and he did it just then. And Brown taking 9. Yes, Velo's been in many, many championships over the years. He's been bowling since 1962, and he was the first Australian bowler to roll a 300 game. Don Brown, on the other hand, has been around the game for a while. He's played in Adelaide and Perth, and he's won a few local tournaments, but nothing on the national scene. And a good shot for Velo there. After that poor second frame when he did get a strike, good shot then, and only got 9. Brown going high. Looks like a match of nerves here, unless one of them can settle into some strikes later on. They've both started inauspiciously. Not too many big things happening just yet. And Brown's let that one out the window. The score now in the third frame for Brown, there it is on the screen now, 46. And Joe Velo can take the lead if he can get a strike. Got out of that one very quickly, and the ball hasn't turned at all, and he's left a nasty little cluster of 3 there. Not happy with himself. And Brown has gone high again. Both bowlers a little bit nervous. Velo didn't lift the ball properly, and Brown turned it too much. I would think that Velo would be a little nervous because this is the first title match that he's been in for some time, although he did run second to Chris Batson in last year's Bankstown Open. In the lead-up matches today, Peter Zambilis beat Tom Curry 213 to 194, and then Brown beat Zambilis 198 to 170 to get into this match against the top seed Velo. And there were very good averages throughout this tournament. In fact, 13th place Steve Lovell averaged 208 at Bankstown. It's a very high-scoring centre, and certainly evidenced by that. 208 to run 13th for Steve Lovell. Some of the other place getters: Tom Curry 209 average, Tony Roderick 206, Graham Smith 205, Ferguson 205, Wenban 200. And there's a strike now in the 5th frame for Don Brown, and he's a pin ahead of Joe Velo now, 66 in the 4th frame to 65 for Velo. Velo's going to have to get his act together very quickly. And that one's way out the window. Well, here's a chance now for Velo to take the lead. Brown has left a difficult spare there. He went high a couple of times, and that time made an over-adjustment, I would think, and threw it out the window. That's a better one for... Oh, no, that went high again, and lucky to break the pins up there and leave only the 6 pin, and Joe's practicing his swing. He's a little bit astray with that swing at the moment. And a perfect placement for Brown. Notice where he threw that ball in between the 1 and the 2 and had no chance of missing it. That's a good shot. Good concentration for Velo there, and the score now, 2 pins behind, is Joe Velo, 84 in the 5th frame to 86. We're in the 7th frame now, and that doesn't look too good. Certainly isn't. The 4, 7 and 6 pins left standing, and that one's almost impossible for Don Brown, so Velo should be the leader, providing he can stay clean in this shot. Just a little bit high again. He likes to talk to himself, Joe. It's the only way he can let out his emotions, and he's screaming at himself there for not taking control of this match. He's averaged 213 today. No excuses. Certainly bowled well right up to this point of time, and Brown has certainly left him in there. 112 now in the 7th frame, and Velo with that spare, the new leader in the game. $1,000 to the winner of the New South Wales Open today, and Velo cracking a few jokes with our crowd here. He likes to do that, but he won't be cracking too many jokes if he doesn't win that first prize. Second prize is $500, and more importantly for Joe, I would think, his 14th major championship. Been a little while between drinks for Velo. There's a strike now for Don Brown, and he says, wow, big deal, there's one. Well, he's got room for 5 strikes there, and he shouldn't be too flippant about it. He can still win this game. Velo up in the 8th frame. Needs a strike to stay ahead. Ooh, and he's gone high again, and left 2 pins standing. Just can't quite swing the ball out properly, he's saying to himself, I guess. And Velo now 120 in the 7th frame. Brown 112 with the strike working, and Velo with these 2 pins. A couple of easy pins to spare. Oh, he's let that one badly, and he's in trouble now. Can't believe it. After averaging 213, he's missed a sitter. Brown can take the lead with another strike, and he's done it. And Margaret Velo there in the crowd, looking at husband Joe, hoping that he's going to bring home the bacon today, but he's going to have to start doing some things right now. Brown, the new leader, with 1 frame to go. And he's gone high again. Yes, that ball's just not working for him at the present time. He's covered the spare. He's going to have to hope now that Brown doesn't go again, and this is a very crucial shot for Don Brown of Perth. He can win his first big title, and look at this one come up, and it's struck. And there's the New South Wales Open winner for 1983, Don Brown, and Velo handing in the towel. Can't win the tournament now, and a bit of bad luck there, because it's been a long time, as I said, since Joe won a tournament, and he had this one on toast with a 213 average, but of course in a TV playoff, always very, very difficult to win. And Velo striking the first ball in the 10th, saying, where were you a few frames ago? Velo will finish up in the 170 odds, and Brown, another strike, and he'll shoot a 200 odd. 203 was Brown's average for the tournament. He's just going to finish a couple of pins under that, whereas Velo will be about 30 or 40 pins out of his average for the 3 days so far. And of course, with the pressure off, another strike for Velo, giving him a respectable score, but he's not happy. And a great finish, Don Brown. 202, 5 strikes in a row to close out one of Australia's all-time great bowlers, Joe Velo, who throws his last ball now in the 12th frame, an 8 count for 177, and a win to Don Brown by 25 pins.